A third suspect has been arrested in connection to a deadly shooting at a Pahrump park, according to Nye County deputies. Fabian Ferriante faces charges related to the shooting of 22-year-old Joe Perry, who was killed during an event back in July. Days after the shooting, Ferriante and Anthony Aguilar surrendered to Nye County law enforcement after a weekend-long manhunt. At that time, detectives did not have sufficient evidence to press charges against Ferriante. After further investigation, though, detectives determined that he was involved. He was arrested on Friday and faces an open murder charge.